I was fed up of waiting my entire life for little Miss Right. It's not that I ever had any trouble getting girlfriends, but my taste in women tended to be unfortunate. After hours discussing various sections of the Bible with the clergy, Bishop Zataga had reached his verdict. So finally, I could get married to myself. I've read a lot of books in inspiration for my own, but none as odd as the Bible. Leviticus warns Christians not to marry their sister, mother, mother-in-law, daughter, or even their granddaughter should they be tempted. But nowhere does it say you can't marry yourself. Mind you, neither does it say you can't marry a table or a pet fish. I wouldn't be surprised if Bishop Zataga ended up marrying his beloved French poodle after all this. Anyway, once I had the blessing of the bishop, I had to convince my mother and father.
Oh, I love a wedding. I'll make a special cake. Do I know her? Who is it then? What? What about that gal from the bookshop? You see her every day. What are you going to wear for the wedding? Bride or groom? But why marry, dear? Can't you just live with yourself?
Will you keep yourself as a husband, to live as one in marriage? Will you love and comfort yourself in sickness and in health until death do you part?
I will.
I now pronounce you man and husband. You may kiss the
was a great success. I seldom argued with my spouse, and when I did, I always won. And the sex was, oh, well, it was whatever I made of it. All in all, I was perfectly happy. Life was one big party. Sadly, it didn't last. Truth is, I got bored with seeing my own face. So, after many days weighing up the pros and cons, I decided to split up with my husband in order to find a wife.
Oh, Christ on a bike!
You can't file for divorce just like that. You have to have legitimate justification.
Curiously, being lonely wasn't on the list of reasons to divorce.
You have to be living apart from your spouse for at least a year.
Oh, hell no!
Listen, you can divorce if your spouse has physically abused you. Or been to jail for a year. Marriage is a holy institution. God tests us. Through our faith, we must prevail so that our love can grow. But in your case, I recommend adultery.
It wasn't easy for me, but yes, I cheated on myself. It seemed she knew almost nothing of what turns a man on.
He that cannot choose but love, and strives against it still, never shall my fancy move, for he loves against his will. Is there then no kind of men whom I may freely prove? I will vent that humour then, in mine own self-love.
I think my mum was quite pleased when I told her.
Divorce? Champagne! Oh.
I was lonely for several months after the breakup. I wasn't ready for a new relationship. Perhaps I needed some distance to give myself perspective. So I wrote my autobiography. I suppose it made people think. They would read my book and ask themselves, am I easy to live with? If I had to live with me, could I do it? It turns out Sarah and I have one thing in common. We both love me. I am happy now. In fact, right now, I can't wipe the smile off my face.
You see, our next-door neighbours are Bishop Zataga and his lovely new wife.